This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from Alpena County Youth and Recreation Committee. I have Cal Howard and Tony Shushek. Hi and welcome.
Hi, Nancy.
Good to have you both here. Now, I've never had anyone from this group on our show before, and I listen out in the community and read and see all the wonderful things you're doing. So who's going to start me out and tell me all about your committee?
Well, I can, since I'm the chairman.
Okay.
Okay, so the Alpena County Youth and Recreation Committee started. There was a millage back in August of 2010.
Okay.
It was for a half a mil for 4 years to authorize the county to provide and enhance the recreational facilities in the county and provide programs. And that passed. The committee then was formed in September of 2010, and so we have been distributing funds and hearing presentations, and there's been all kinds of neat projects going on in the community ever since.
Okay. All right, Cal, and I know that you're a board member and you're on the board, and I know that you sing the praises of this group around the community.
Definitely.
And do you have any idea, any statistics, how many lives you've touched with these dollars that you've been, allocating in our community?
What would you say? I just know that we've been giving out the funds and going to very worthy causes. And the phenomena, I think it was $467,000 this year to those type of projects.
Unbelievable.
And it's all because of the taxpayers, and the benevolency of those that want to help the children and our county, our township, our Alpena city as a whole, and that's wonderful.
Okay, now I understand you do 2 projects and then 2 events. Is that how it works? How do you decide on who gets the funds?
So what happens each year is people apply. There's a form to fill out by June 1 of each year. They submit those with their requests, and then we interview them. They give their presentations. We go through a whole number of interviews and discuss with them, let them present all the neat projects, and they really are neat. And then the committee gets together and form their opinion and allocate funds. They have about $450,000 per year to allocate. We just allocated the 2014 funds.
Okay.
So for the 4 years, which will be ending in 2014, we've distributed $1.8 million to 119 projects.
Wow, unbelievable.
Unreal.
Well, give me an idea of some of the projects.
Kel, you want to talk about some?
Well, I do have some here, and there's some that are just so special. As the first one is always going to be Alpena County Plaza Pool.
Yes.
There's been such leaps and bounds and goodness that has come out of all the people that have been helped, and the pool is just flourishing. You can go there at any time, and you can see lots of people utilizing that pool now.
I just looked at their website the other day, and it took me too long to read through everything that there is to do. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And the new play thing that they got for kids for weekends and parties and things, that's wonderful.
They have something for everybody.
Yes, they really
We're touching
do.
all ages, and that's a wonderful thing for our city and our township and county.
Yes,
and
it
this
is.
is what's needed. And things like the trailhead, the new trailhead that's going in, we allocated money for that. And when you look around and you see all the different things that we've touched, and it's only because of the people were open to having this millage passed, and we thank them for that, because the people and the children's lives have been touched, it could go on and on. I can read Boys and Girls Club. How important is that, Just wonderful children being aided and helped, and then you have things like cross country in Alpena, public schools a little bit, and we've done a lot of things. And then you have Symphony Orchestra. That's a new one for us this year, helping them. And you have Alpena Swim Club, things like that, and even Wild Kittens Tumbling, just helping all aspects of people of all ages. And that's what it's about, helping each other, helping our children, helping the adults. It's one. We want to be one, helping everybody. With these projects, we're doing that, and I'm proud to be a part of that.
Sounds like it. Now, you brought a special plaque with you today, Cal. You want to hold that up for a few minutes here so we can get a shot of it?
Well, this is our plaque that we give each and every project check that's come through, and we've allotted money to them.
Okay.
And these go up in special places throughout, and I would ask that people look for these, because this is saying that we have gone ahead and approved the funding, given them monies, and this is saying that they're proud of what we have helped them to do. And we're proud of them to put these signs up, showing that the millage is doing the job. It's helping not only the children, but the adults in this town. So it's one helping everyone. And we just feel very proud about that.
Okay, now Tony, when I do the math on my fingers, I'm thinking here we're getting near the end of our millage allocation.
We are. This was the last allocation.
Okay.
In January or February, the committee will have a discussion about the different applications we received, and then make a recommendation to the county commissioners, who will ultimately decide if they go for a renewal or something like that next year. But as of this point, we won't have any allocations next year because the funding will end in 2014.
Okay.
And as Kel mentioned, there's a number of groups that maybe go out of business. We'll have to consider that. Plaza Pool probably would have shut down.
Yes.
The 4-H group would have probably not had any programming. And then there's a number of fields, and be it Little League fields, be it soccer fields, that all have been improved.
Oh, yeah.
Or we've brought down the price for registration. So there's been a lot. And then we've also had things going on throughout the county in Green Township, Wilson Township, and others. So we'll have to discuss that. But the millage on a $100,000 home, which would be taxable value of $50,000, so it'd be $25 to each person who owned a $100,000 house. We think that's a great value, and we'll review all that though and discuss it as a committee and make a recommendation after the first of the year to the commissioners.
So the 119 projects that you've endorsed in our community in the past 4 years, they should be coming forward, and they'll be able to help you write letters of support. And if we decide to do a renewal on the millage, it should be a no-brainer when you've distributed that much money in our community.
I would think those groups would want to keep getting support, improve their facilities, but maybe they feel everything's been caught up, and maybe we could lower the millage. Maybe, I don't know what. I don't want to say what the commissioners will feel like for any millage, but all I know is the last 4 years have been fabulous for our community, and
yes,
I've
they
been
have.
proud to be part of it. And I think Cal has.
Very much so. Yeah.
Well, on behalf of everyone here at WBKB, please carry our thanks back to your committee and tell them thank you so much, because I know it has to be hard to sit on the committee when you have so many applications and so many people wanting a portion of that money, and you have to pick and choose where it's going to do the most good in the community.
We will do that, and absolutely. The committee we have are 8 people, 1 from each of the different commissioner seats, and they go through bounds and bounds of material to review everything. So you're right.
So if someone wanted to write a thank you letter, they'd send it to the county commissioners?
They could do that, absolutely.
Okay.
That's a
Great.
good thing, or to me as the chairman.
And do you have a phone number that we can contact you at?
They can contact me at 356-4434.
Okay. Thank you both very much for being
Thank
here.
you,
We're out of
Nancy.
time.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll be right back with some information on suicide prevention following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Megan Collins, and we're here to talk about black tie and sci-fi. Megan, while they shoot this nice poster, tell me about black tie and sci-fi.
Well, it's going to be an event we're holding at the Jessie Besser Museum. It's on October 19th, starting at 5 p.m. We're going to have artists from all over Michigan, local artists as well as from the Metro Detroit area. And the event is to raise money for suicide prevention and mental health awareness.
Okay, and you're holding this for a very special person in your life.
Yes. In March, my uncle had committed suicide. He had struggled many years with paranoid schizophrenia, and he was also an artist. So during his whole battle with this mental health issue, he created art, and we're going to be displaying that art. So when you look at it, you can go through almost a journey, and it's really telling, and it's a little bit graphic, so we recommend that no one under 13 attend.
Okay.
But it's definitely eye-opening and shows you the struggles he went through with that illness.
Okay, now who are some of the other artists that you have?
We also have Keegan Collins, my brother. He's a local artist. And then we have artists from the Metro Detroit area. We're going to have Neoma Lindy. She does really great sci-fi digital art.
Oh.
And then we also have Mark Orr. And then Chris Lush is also going to be helping. He actually created the posters for
yay.
us.
And it's $10 a person.
Yes.
And doors open at 5 p.m. So what's going to go on during the evening?
Well, it's actually going to be, it's a tough topic, but it should be a lot of fun. We're going to have the Kevin and Diane Project there.
Okay.
And they are folk music. So the $10 you include live band, there's going to be food,
Okay.
hors d'oeuvres are going to be served, and we're also going to have like door prizes and raffles and things like that happening. So all the money raised is going to go to a great cause.
And thinking of sci-fi art, that should be a big draw in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the up-and-coming thing, and you read about it everywhere and see it all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely a contrast. We call it black tie and sci-fi because you don't really think of sci-fi and like fancy dresses or anything like that. But it's encouraged that you dress up. It'll be fun, but you don't have to. We want
Okay.
everyone to come. So
So if you want to drag out your tuxedo and your long dress, just come.
absolutely.
You know, whatever you feel comfortable with, and just join us. And the important thing is that we raise money
Yes.
so that we don't have to face tragedies like this anymore.
Yeah, it's sad. It's what was it? I read that every 40 seconds someone dies of suicide. It's horrible. And as I've been organizing this event and planning it, I've talked to a lot of people, and almost everyone I've talked to either knows someone or is related to someone, and it's tough. And we just really want to get money out there and help fund organizations that help people in need.
And obviously, you know, Besser Museum is a good sponsor or partner for you this, and you are the event coordinator. We want to make sure we mention that. And you have some other great sponsors. You want to mention them?
Yep, we have Lappin Agency has been helping us out a lot, and then the money is going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and also the International Mental Health Research Organization. They've been helping us a lot, giving us information and things. We'll have it at the event, like pamphlets and things like that.
Okay, now the other artists that you have from the metro area, how did you get them to come up for this event?
Well, I live in Metro Detroit right now, and so they are people that we know. Chris Lush, I've been working really closely with him. He created the poster. He went to an art school, so we're in contact with quite a few artists, and they heard about the event and they heard what cause we were raising money for, and they were more than happy to help participate.
Okay, and it said price of admission includes hors d'oeuvres, live music by the Kevin Diane Project. And what about Kevin Diane Project? Who are they and how did you get them involved?
They're actually local artists as well.
Okay.
They play folk music,
Oh.
and they've been really great and supportive too.
Okay, once again, it's October 19th. Doors open at 5 and tickets are $10. Okay, anything else we want to add today?
You can buy the tickets on
Oh, yes.
Facebook
Oh, yes.
or at the Jessie Besser Museum. They have tickets right now.
Okay.
Our Facebook page is facebook.com/blacktie-and-sci-fi.
Okay.
And you can, if you have any questions, call the museum. They'll be more than happy to help you out.
Okay, other than, you know, it's a PG show,
Yeah.
we're encouraging everyone from every walk of life to come. And as you said, when you think about suicide, it touches so many lives, and it hurts an entire community. So come on down, find out what you can do to help prevent. And that's always the worst part for a family member, is you think, what did I miss? What could I have done? What did I see? What didn't I see? And if we can get, you know, more funding so people who don't have insurance and people who need the help can get in and get help, I'm sure it's going to go a long ways to help prevent suicide.
Yep, and it will be educational as well. We'll have information, and it'll be eye-opening. It's a good experience.
Okay, anything else you want to add today?
I think that's it.
Okay, let's mention it one more time, called Black Tie and Sci-Fi, an event to support mental health research and suicide prevention, featuring the art of Mitch Togeskin. I know Mitch had a lot of friends and a lot of people know him, so if just his friends and family members came out to support it, it'll be a big event. Tickets are $10. It's October 19th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Listen to some good folk music, you know, meet some people in your community and see if we can all work together to help make it a better place for people who need help,
Yes.
where they can get the help they need. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Jointon following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. My guest this morning, Kim Montague. Welcome to the show, Kim.
Good morning.
Your title for the purpose of this program is Student Services Technician, but you do so much more for the college. Taught earth science, physical science for the college. You run Science Olympiad, you run the testing center, you're also our liaison to the Besser Museum, so it's really great to stop and think about all you do for ACC. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, student services, how about just an overview of that operation, then we'll get into some of the workshops that you're running for our students this fall.
Okay. Student Services Center is located in Van Leer Hall 101, formerly known as the Learning Center, and I was there when it was Learning Center, so often I'm still referring to it as that. But one of the biggest things we do down there is probably the tutoring. We tutor in pretty much all subjects, and students are allowed to get 3 hours per week per class of free tutoring. And we've had a lot of students that are using that services. The other service we've opened up for tutoring is some drop-ins for math and chemistry, where students can just pop in during certain hours. Maybe they just have one homework question that they're stuck on and just want to get a quick answer. But just kind of to check base and know that somebody's there to answer their questions.
I've heard really good things from students about the tutoring, how it's a real lifesaver. I mean, our instructors do a great job working with students during their office hours and out of class, but Tutoring Center is a great part of the operation too.
It is, and like I said, we've had a lot of students, and most of the time the students that have gotten a lot of tutoring then come back and are able to be tutors for us, so they really know what it's all about. They've taken the classes, and so it's a great asset. Some of the other things we do in there, we have computers that have all the programs that are used in the different classes, so the students are constantly coming in and are able to use those programs so that they don't necessarily have to have them at home. Yvonne and I are constantly just answering questions. It's really the Student Services Center. I always tell people, if you have a question, come there, because even if we can't answer it, we can always point you in the right direction.
I think that's also a point of contact for beginning the process for services to students with disabilities.
Yes, it is.
Right. And so big range. Now, in addition to all those other things, you're running a series of workshops.
Yes.
And maybe just run through some of those. And
Okay. I do roughly 3 workshops a week.
Wow.
And it's not always the same one every day, but I started with conquering procrastination, and they're general workshops. They're not towards a specific class. They're really for any faculty, staff, student.
Just life management skills.
Right.
Maybe I should sign up for that one.
I've had some different, not students that have come. And after conquering procrastination, I moved on to time management, and then I did a note-taking and study skills. Test-taking techniques, conducting research, and now we're moving into that one. Last week I did an APA formatting, and this week I'm doing MLA formatting, because we're finding that that's an area that you don't really take one single class on. You're just expected to get it throughout the classes, and so some of the students are coming just as a refresher course.
Well, that's so valuable, because just last year there's a friend of our family who is a student, and he had to write a paper with the APA format, lots of rules and regs, and he called on my daughter for help, and my daughter called on my wife for help, and all 3 of them worked at it, and they have even brought me in to try to figure out that stuff, and it's not easy. So. It's
not an easy process. There are places that it is explained out, but it's not always straightforward. And my answer has always been, if you're stuck, definitely go ask your instructor, because they're going to have the final say. They're the ones that are grading your papers. But yeah, a lot of people are just using it as a refresher. They've done it, but it's been a little while, and so they want to have things changed. I think that's a big thing, because now we have all different sources of information, and so you have to be able to reference that in your paper. And
with workshops interactive, like if I brought in a project, could I sort of dog it along a little bit during the workshop?
Yep, and actually I like to kind of, if I can get a heads up of the students that are going to be there, then I can kind of cater the workshop to those students. I knew that for the APA that I was going to have some nursing students in there, and so I used some of my examples pertain to specifically in the nursing field. I try to make it as interactive and user-friendly, so that the students are really feeling when they're done that it was directed towards them specifically, not just a general workshop.
Where do you get the ideas for all these workshops?
Usually it's through questions that have come up through tutoring, or just questions that the students have come in and asked us, is there anywhere I can go to get some of these questions answered, or some information on this? And because I, at one point in time, was a student, I remember what I would have liked to have seen, and so some of it I just take from that.
But a lot of it, too, involves interaction with the faculty members. and perhaps maybe even communicating back to them that your student so-and-so working on this project in your class
Yes,
come to the workshop.
Definitely. And I like, the faculty to know that the workshops are coming up, and I've asked them, I think we're a little bit late this time with the conducting research and the APA and the MLA, and so I've spoken to some of them and I said, let me know ahead of time when these papers are going to be due, because I'll shift the workshop dates so that we can hit them beforehand. But depending upon, I think for the test taking one, I ask a lot of questions of faculty, where are your students having problems on tests, and I did get some feedback, and that helps. And the students like to know that that faculty's putting some input into these.
Well, when I was a faculty member, it was always gratifying for me to learn about students' extra measures to seek help and try to do his or her best in a class. That really added a lot of value to my experience with the students.
Yep.
Very good. And we're going to come up with a Science Olympiad in the spring semester again, aren't we?
Yep, coming up in March.
What month it is?
March 8th is the date.
Very good. That's always so inspiring to see all those students, junior high, elementary, as well as high school.
We do have some elementary students
and
participate.
The creativity they use in their projects. Well, all these things that you do, Kim, contribute to the record of success we have at ACC. We like to brag about having the highest graduation rate in the state of Michigan among community colleges, and what you're doing in the Student Services Center adds a great deal to the likelihood that a student who wants to succeed can do so and get through the program and complete.
Yep,
go on to the light.
That's our goal.
Right, very good. Well, thanks for being on the program also.
Thank you.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.